This situation down in Maui is so frustrating. It's infuriating, it's frustrating, and it's downright demoralizing. Like, I'm not even going to lie. I am personally starting to lose hope. Not only am I losing hope for the people of Maui, I am losing hope for human beings just in general. You see, we have caught these people red-handed. We have them dead to rights. We know for a fact that the governor signed this mysterious emergency proclamation before the fires even happened, which makes it look like he had some prior knowledge that something crazy was going to happen in the area. We have him red-handed. We've caught him red-handed. We know that the police chief and law enforcement, they blocked every escape route. They put up roadblocks and they blocked every evacuation route. And instead of helping people get out of the fire, they redirected people back into the flames. We know that for a fact. We have caught them red-handed. We know for a fact that they cut off the water as these people were fighting the fires, and then they withheld the water for 5 hours as these flames ripped through businesses, buildings, and homes. We have caught them red-handed. We have them dead to rights. But instead of talking about that, instead of focusing on all of that, what do people want to do? People want to sit around and talk about these fairy tales about, former U.S. Marines are down there in Hawaii and they're kicking ass and taking names. They're going to reclaim the island for the people. They're fighting back and they're going to fight the superpowers. They're going to fight the elites and they're taking back Hawaii. They're arresting police officers and getting in shootouts with FEMA. Instead of focusing on stuff that we were able to prove, instead of focusing on these facts, people rather entertain these very obviously fake fairy tales. But I had to realize something a long time ago when I made this channel. Everyone's here for a different reason. Most of us, we want the truth. But the reality is, a lot of people are just looking for the most entertaining scenario. I dig into these conspiracies, I dig into these theories, I dig into all this shady stuff that the government does because I want the truth. Yeah, I find it entertaining to do research and to learn new things, and I know you all do as well. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, your motivation should be for the truth. You should be here because you want the truth, not just because you want to be entertained. But that's the problem. A lot of people don't give a damn about the truth. They just want to be entertained. And what is the most entertaining scenario? The most entertaining scenario is that there's a group of mercenary Marines in Hawaii raising hell. They're kicking Hawaiian ass. They're down there doing this. They're down here fighting people. But common sense would tell you that that's not true. You see, there are 3 types of people in the world. You thought there were 2, but there are 3 types of people in the world. There are the sheep. I call them sheeple. They're sleep. They're walking around like non-playable characters. They're NPCs. They're zombies. They're sleepwalking. They know nothing. They believe whatever the government tells them. They're useless. They do nothing but get in the way. You know what I mean? You know the type of people. And then there's people like me and you. We're in the know. We might not know everything, but we know that there's more to the story. We know that there's more to the picture. We know that there are things going on behind the scenes. We try to inform ourselves. We try to keep up with what the powers that be are doing. We try to think ahead. We try to peep out and figure out what these people are doing before they do it, right? We're interested in the truth. We're not going to sit here and buy whatever anyone tells us. But then there's a 3rd type of person. And if you ask me, I used to think that the sheep were the dangerous ones. But this 3rd type of person is the most dangerous if you ask me. You see, this 3rd type of person, they're like me and you. they're not necessarily a sheeple. They're into all of the conspiracies and theories, and they're into all of that stuff. They know something's going on. But their problem is they go off the deep end. They go off the rails. They get lost somewhere in the rabbit hole. And in pursuit of the truth, they wind up getting sidetracked and caught up in all of these PSYOPs, if you will. You see, these people are the ones that discredit people like us. These are the people that make us look crazy. You see, when we're able to dig up stuff, like how we were able to dig up that they blocked the roads in Maui, like how we were able to dig up that they were signing emergency proclamations before the emergency. When we dig up things like that, very true facts, the facts and the truth that we uncover, it's always tainted. It's always discredited because we have this other faction of people who just go off the rails with whatever nonsense they see on TikTok and you name it. It's crazy to me that over the past couple of days, I've been accused of working for the government. Even though 90% of my videos, I'm literally complaining about the government. 50% of my videos are just me trying to inform people about shady stuff that the government is doing under our noses and behind our back. That's basically kind of what my channel has become about. Yet I've been accused of working with the government because I won't sit here and lie to your faces about stuff that's not happening in order to get clicks and views. Sure, I could sit here like these other people and pretend that the U.S. military's in Hawaii and they're getting in shootouts and they're arresting people. You know, that would get a lot of views. You know, sure, I could do that. But I'm not going to sit here and blatantly lie to you all, to entertain you all. I'm here to inform you first, entertain you second. So I'm never going to come to you all with entertaining information that ain't real, okay? You have to watch out for these people, though. Because these people are the most dangerous ones. They're discrediting everything that we uncover with all of the bogus stuff that they constantly spread. And I know that you know the type of person I'm talking about. Some of you watching this video are those type of people. You know, like the people who said that John F. Kennedy Jr. was going to come back to life and that he was going to team up with Trump. And then Trump and John F. Kennedy Jr., who just arose from the dead, they're going to work together with military generals, and then they're going to reclaim this country. They're going to reclaim the White House from Biden, and they're going to do all of this and all of that. Well, how did that work out for you? John F. Kennedy Jr. is still very much dead as a doorknob. I'm sure the CIA took him out. Donald Trump isn't president. They're throwing everything in the book at him. The guy has gotten indicted like 56 times in the last 3 weeks. J6ers, the January 6th people, they're rotting in jail. They've been forgotten about. Hell, just yesterday or the day before, they sentenced someone to like 17 years. So how did that work out for you? The government, the military was supposed to come in and take over and reclaim. How did that work out? Everybody's going to jail. They're indicting Donald Trump every time you turn around. So you gotta be careful what type of stuff you follow up with. Because I guarantee you, the same people who believe that, oh, the military's down there, they're going to reclaim Hawaii. They're the same people that thought RFK was going to rise out of a grave and reclaim America. These same people who told y'all for months, oh, Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, all of these other elites, really, they've been arrested. They're walking around, they have on ankle monitors. Really, they've been taken down because they're all part of a sting. They're all part of this major, trafficking ring, and we've caught on to them. Our military took them down. They're just awaiting court. This is what they don't want y'all to know. None of that happened. None of that is real. Oprah's not walking around thinking that she's going to go to jail any minute. She's not walking around with an ankle monitor. She's down in Maui buying up more land. Stop following up with all of this bogus conspiracy nonsense that you see online. And this is coming from someone that believes in a lot of these conspiracies, because a lot of these conspiracies aren't conspiracies. They're the truth. But the only reason the truth keeps looking like a conspiracy is because people keep following up with all of this nonsense. Don't you think if the military, if ex-military went down to Hawaii and started trying to arrest police, what do you think would happen? Use your freaking noggin. What do you think would happen if some ex-military people decided, hey, we're going to go to Hawaii and arrest police officers? That is not possible. They would either be dead or in jail by now. Do y'all live in imagination land? Yeah, these ex-Marines, they're down there, they're going to arrest police officers. How in the hell is an ex-military person going to arrest a cop? And don't you think that we would know if they're getting in shootouts with FEMA? It's not like this is happening in a third world country. They claim that all of this is happening in Hawaii. 46 mercenaries are going to take over the whole state of Hawaii. They're going to reclaim it from America and the elites. Come on, people. Please, for the love of God, you're all making us look bad. You all are not helping anything. You're not accomplishing anything. You're not spreading any truth. All you're doing is making us look bad. When we got these people, we've caught them red-handed. We have them dead to rights. We don't need y'all sitting here spreading fake, bogus nonsense. It's not helping anybody. And for those of y'all who might believe it, I'm sorry. I really respect people who serve this country. I wouldn't be here making this video right now if it wasn't for the sacrifice of soldiers who have died for my right to be here. I understand that very well. But you have to understand that the U.S. military, it's just part of the beast, if you will. It's part of the beast. For one, the U.S. military has really trimmed its ranks. Over the last few years, they got rid of a lot of the people who are truly patriotic. A lot of the people who truly love this country, they've been cut out of the military. Do you think our top generals care about America? You think they're going to do anything to save the people of Hawaii? You think General Milley's going to do something to liberate Hawaii from Oprah? No, he's not. Half these people in the military don't even love the country. In fact, they kind of hate the country. You could ask most of these people and they'll tell you that they're there for benefits or a paycheck. Gone are the days where young men were really signing up because they wanted to serve the U.S. and they wanted to protect our rights and our freedom. This ain't the 1940s. This is 2023. Either you wake up and you get with the program or you're going to get stomped on and left behind. Okay? And this isn't me down talking the military. I understand that a lot of you have husbands, sons, daughters, sisters, nieces, nephews serving in the military. But understand, everyone ain't built like your people. Everyone's not built like your family member. The majority of these people don't care. And at the end of the day, they're always going to follow orders. How do you think any of these dictators throughout history claimed power? Do you think that Hitler walked in people's doors and took over by himself? No, he had a military. He had the police officers do it. Every king, every conqueror, every dictator, every prominent figure in history has weaponized their militaries and police officers against their own people. History repeats itself. There's nothing new under the sun. If you think that the U.S. is any different, then you're already lost. You're already too far gone. Look around you. Think about all of these historic figures, these evil people who just claimed and conquered countries. They pillaged, they destroyed villages, they destroyed their own people. Their people starved. They enforced all of this power. How do you think they did so? Do you think they did so by themselves? Or did they use a military? Did they use police officers? Did they use enforcers? And all of those people were just someone's brothers, sisters, nieces, and nephews who were following orders, who all became a little link in a chain, a little piece of a puzzle. You know, they just became part of this machine, this beast. And the U.S. military is very much part of this machine and this beast. Now, on an individual basis, a lot of these people don't have the knowledge. They don't know what's going on. Half the people in the military are sheeple. They've been freaking programmed to not think like me and you. They've been programmed to follow orders and not ask questions. They've been programmed not to question the authorities, not to question the people who rank over them. Okay, so they're easier to control than a lot of us. So if you think that they're somehow going to save us from any of this stuff that's going on, you're sadly mistaken. If anything, they're going to be used against us. The cavalry is not coming. None of these people are going to rise from the dead and come save you. They're not going to come save our country. They're not going to come save the democracy. If you want to save yourself, you better save yourself. And you better turn to your like-minded neighbors, because that's our only way out of this situation. When you put faith in things like the military and law enforcement, all you're doing is putting your faith back in the government. And if you trust them, then I don't know what to tell you. And you want to know what the saddest part is? Even if a bunch of ex-military decided they wanted to get together and go down to Maui, the reality is most of them couldn't even afford to go down to Maui. Our government hasn't taken care of these ex-military members. They haven't taken care of our veterans in the way that they should have. So most of these people couldn't even afford a trip to Hawaii. Okay? So that's the sad situation. But like I was saying earlier, I realize that a certain portion of people, they just want whatever's the most entertaining. Who cares about the truth? Who cares about holding anyone accountable? I want the most entertaining scenario playing on my TV screen in front of me. And when you do that, you lose sight of reality, folks. You lose sight of reality while chasing all of these wild stories. This is not Call of Duty. This is not a mission on Call of Duty. This is not Fortnite. Okay? This is real life. People in real life were blocked from escaping a fire, and they were forced to either go in the ocean or die. That's reality, folks. So when you're watching these videos and we're talking about all of this weird stuff going on, this is not a TV show that's just for your entertainment. This is reality. Understand that. That in real life, hundreds of people are dead because law enforcement blocked them from escaping a fire. In real life, hundreds of people are dead, 1,000 people missing because they chose to not sound an alarm and they chose to turn off the water. That's reality. It's not a video game. It's not some type of LARP session. So when you sit there on TikTok and you record these fantasy videos about kick-ass Marines down here kicking Hawaiian ass. They're eating pineapples. They're drinking coconuts. They're taking names. They're locking up police officers. We don't know how they're arresting police officers or where they put them once they're arrested, because this is obviously a bullshit story. But let's just ride with it because it's fun. It's entertaining. It's cool. That shit is sickening to me. It makes me sick to my stomach that people would sit there and record these lies, and it makes me even sicker to my stomach that people who aren't necessarily asleep, people who are paying attention just like me and you, they see this stuff and they ride with it and they believe it, and they'll go around spreading this nonsense, but they won't focus on the real stuff that we uncovered. So yeah, that third type of person, they're the most dangerous. They're who you have to look out for, because they are actively working overtime, discrediting all of us. And it's not even necessarily on purpose. It's just because a lot of them are kind of slow. But let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.